Hey, y'all, it's okay. This is fine. Want to do a face?
So my.
So you feel like that's another one. Yeah. I mean,
That's the issue, that's the game. Yeah. No, Okay. Nice to meet you.
Outside of the people. You know what number you are? Never have their cookers? I now call this meeting to order at 5:04 PM. Senator Rhines, can you please lead us in the fight song?
1, 2, you know what to do.
Tigers fight.
We're now gonna move into a roll call.
President Ali. Vice President Britton. Treasurer Allen. Chief of Staff Hurley. Deputy Chief of Staff Brantley. Director Edwards. Assistant Director Kwame Aboya. Director Bryant. Assistant Director Lane. Director Matthews.
Present.
Assistant Director Reese.
Present.
Director Flui. Assistant Director Amina Shaw. Director Reyes.
Present.
Assistant Director Perez.
Present.
Director Casca.
Present.
Casapa. Assistant Director Johnson. Director Bullock. Assistant Director Dalton. Director Troden. Assistant Director Najoya. Director Ecard.
Present.
Assistant Director Fitzgerald. Director Morgan. Assistant Director Young. Director Scott. Assistant Director Brown. Director Ifeji.
Present.
Assistant Director Photo. Student Disability Representative Hannah. Representative Agyapong. Representative Andrew. Representative Guilford. Graphic designer Lizingberg.
Present.
Photographer Lahai. Videographer Dezenda. Pro Tem Tasker. Government Operations Chair Kelly. Approps Chair Miller. Senator Atienogu. Senator Lawson. Senator Scromo.
Present.
Senator Rivera Forbes. Senator Apia Kodua. Senator Farrell.
Present.
Senator Yonas.
Present.
Senator Williams. Senator Rhines. Justice Olojo.
Present.
Justice Blandon. Justice Abbas. Justice Nikitia.
Present. We are now going to move into the approval of the minutes. Minutes are approved. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Hear none, see none. Any public participation, student concerns? Hear none, see none. All right, we're now going to move into communication, starting with advisors' remarks.
Happy Tiger Tuesday. I have 3 announcements. The first one from student activities. Tomorrow is the involvement fair, 4 to 6 p.m. right up here on the 3rd floor. In addition to that, for administrative purposes in SGA, timesheets are due tomorrow. So paid members who are on payroll, You should submit your time that you've been punching in, or, did they do punch cards? Yeah, that you've been punching in, since school started, so last week. You have to enter that information into the TU time clock system. You should have that done and submitted by 5 PM tomorrow so that Janiyah and I can review and approve your, time that's submitted. Most of you don't work more than 10 hours, so don't put more than 10 hours on the timesheet. And the last thing is, if you are reaching out to a campus partner, so you as an SGA member or representative, if you are reaching out to a campus partner, I should be CC'd. So in the CC line, that means carbon copy. Some information has already made it back to me. Communication is happening with campus partners that I'm unaware of. I'm here to support you. I can only do that if I know what's going on. So please, please, please be sure you're CCing on email. I yield.
Appropriations Committee,
Hello, everybody, and happy Tiger Tuesday. Appropriations Committee met for the first time today at 3:30. We went over the overview for the expectations for Appropriations Committee. We reviewed our alternative funding grants, and we appointed our Vice Chair, Senator Williams. We will meet next week at the same time to go over the financial policy for student organizations and further review our expectations. And with that, I yield.
Government Operations Committee,
All right, good evening, everybody. So the Government Operations Committee will be meeting for the first time this Friday at 4 PM in the conference room, and we will be reviewing all the resolutions that will be on the floor tonight. Are there any questions? All right, with that, I yield.
Rules Committee,
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. Okay, so I have a couple announcements pertaining to the Senate. Your one-on-one initiatives will start taking place on September 30th. That will be 3 initiatives that you can bring. If you have more ideas, that will gladly be accepted, but the minimum is 3. Those do not have to be as research as you would be presenting like your legislation for bills or resolutions to the floor. They can come written down on your computer or your laptop, and I'll go over them with you, give you feedback, ideas, and anything that I can do to possibly help you all out. Senate leadership spoke a couple days ago, including Vice President Britton, and this year we want to do something a little different. We want to have monthly Senate meetings, which means that all of Senate working together, meeting together for community building. And then my last thing is that Senate Rules Committee will be meeting Thursday, 3:30 to 4:30 in the Senate room. And if you have any questions pertaining to the September 30th meetings, just come to me after GA. And with that, I yield.
President Ali,
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everybody. A little bit of housekeeping. The noise level in the office is still too loud. I understand that everybody is getting to know everybody and we are coming together as a community and collaborating as well. And I respect that and I see that. If you are having large group conversations, I advise you to take the conversations into one of our mini break rooms. There's UU263F, there's UU263G, our UU263A with proper reservations from our front desk assistant Janiyah, as well as UU263, which is our workroom. 263P, excuse me, which is our workroom where you'll find the 2 large tables that used to be in the SGA main area. I just advise you guys to take your louder conversations into those rooms because they have a door and they can close. I want everybody to be respectful of the pro staff working in the office with us because these are their full-time jobs and they need to get their work done. Beyond that, we're having our Homeland Security Investigations Advocacy Conversation this September 5th, which is this Friday from 3 to 4:30. We have had a room change. We'll now be in UU329. If you or your organization has signed up, an update about that will be going out tomorrow morning. To the cabinet members as well as Senate members who have messaged me about wanting to be on academic committees, I'll be placing you guys tomorrow. There are a lot of you guys who have asked for the same position around the same time, so it will be first come, first serve. This past week, me and Vice President Britton had a 2-on-2 with Dr. Hurt and President Ginsburg, and we just talked about the upcoming year, the upcoming football season as well. I encourage all of you SGA members to show out for your home team this year to make it a good year. We will also be having our board photo shoot. It will be in LA this year on September 25th from 5 to 7. That's usually our pre-meeting time, which is Thursday from 5 to 6, but we're pulling it out just an extra hour just in case we don't get everything done within the 5 to 6 time range. If you know that you're not going to be able to stay until 7, please pull one of our chief of staffs, either chief of staff Hurley or deputy chief of staff Brandon to the side and communicate your time commitment, your time issues with them, so we can take that back into consideration. And if there are no questions, with that I yield.
Treasurer Allen.
Hi guys, happy Tiger Tuesday. All right, so I know last pre-meeting last Thursday, I went briefly over how to submit an IES form. I understand that there wasn't a lot of time and a lot of you guys are new to SGA, so you don't really understand the process. If you guys do have any additional questions, feel free to ask me if you catch me in the office or email me at any given time. I know it can seem like a lot, but it's really simple, and because September has just started, I expect that you guys will have events rolling out soon. So if you guys need any additional assistance with that, just let me know. Also, the budget will be on the floor tonight again for a second reading. So if you guys do have any questions about any changes that have been made or any amendments, I encourage you all to ask them now while it's on the floor. Any questions? With that, I yield.
Attorney General Sonia.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. I've noticed a lot that, of course, we are all students first, but if you guys do ever have any discrepancies, whether it be with your GA attire, or if you have prior commitments, or if you're running late or anything like that, please do let me know. I can't help you if I don't know, and you don't want to have that marked late when simply you were just running late from class or your professor held you back for whatever the reason might be. I also do want to stress that weekly reports, even after the 5 p.m. deadline on Friday, still need to be due for that week. So whenever you have the chance to get it in, because it still will be held against you. Any questions? Any questions? That you. That you.
Chief of Staff Hurley.
Happy Tiger Tuesday. So I sent out a message in the group me regarding the tabling for tomorrow at the involvement fair. If you would like to help set up, break down, or just sit at the table and engage with some students, go ahead and click the link and sign up for a time slot that works for your schedule. Also, housekeeping again. When the back exec offices, the doors are closed, please respect that office space and respect that they're reserved for the SGA executive board members and allow them to have the space that they need to complete their work. So if the doors are closed, just assume that we're doing something important and knock. You can ask us something if you have a question, but just knock on the door and wait for an answer, please. And then all of the people who have submitted event forms, as well as graphic designers and special projects, check Basecamp to see your events and all the assignments with their due dates. Let Deputy Chief of Staff Brantley know if you need any help or assistance. Also, if anyone is not on Basecamp, go to the GroupMe for the link and join as soon as you can, please and thank you. And with that, I yield.
Department of Academic Affairs.
Hello everyone, happy Tiger Tuesday. Assistant Director of Academic Affairs, I'm standing on behalf of Director Edward to tell you guys we are looking forward to present our upcoming event for the upcoming school year. Thank you. With that, I yield.
Department of Communications.
Hello, everybody. Today we had a chance to sit down with President Ali to talk over some new communication initiatives. So looking forward to implementing that. And with that, I yield.
Department of Community Outreach.
Hi, everyone. No report.
Department of Diversity and Inclusion.
Hi, everyone. No report, but that I yield.
Department of Governmental Affairs.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. So, AD Paredes and I, we met with Carice from Office of Civic Engagement and Social Responsibility to talk about upcoming events and initiatives. So for starters, National Voters Registration Day is gonna take place September 16th. And we're gonna host an all-day event from 12 to 4 in the Union. We're gonna partner with the Office of Civic Engagement, so we will have, SG will have its table. And, so I will be sending a sign out genius in the group chat to see when you're available. Again, it's gonna be September 16th from 12 to 4. Any questions? So I yield my time.
Department of Health and Wellness.
Hi, everyone, no report.
Department of Marketing.
Happy Tiger Tuesday. So next Friday, September 12th, we are gonna be doing a video shoot for SGA Answers like Students Most Asked Questions. And I'm gonna send out a sign up genius for like 3 to 4 volunteers. So if you wanna be involved in the video, it's like a first come, first serve, because we don't need like the whole entire admin in it. So if you wanna do it, once I send it out, just make sure you hop on it, because there's only a few spots. And with that, I do.
Department of New Student Development.
Hi, everyone, no report.
Department of Special Projects.
Good evening, everyone, no report.
Department of Student Orgs.
Hi, everyone. So we are planning an event that's happening next week. It's a workshop for all student boards. And with that, right?
Department of Student Services and Affairs.
Everyone, no report.
Department of Sustainability.
Hi everyone, happy Tiger Tuesday. So we just have two things. We met with Chief of Staff Hurley to discuss about like upcoming events and initiatives we have for this upcoming semester. And then we have an event in the works coming up. Details of that will be coming out soon. Any questions? And with that, I yield.
First Gen representative.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everybody. No report.
Fraternity and sorority life representative.
Everyone. Just a couple things within the world of Greek life. Starting off with MGC. MGC will be hosting a splash, a MGC member on Monday, September 8th in Tiger Plaza at 3 p.m. Lambda Theta Phi Fraternity Incorporated will also be hosting an informational this Thursday in Stevens Hall, 207 at 4:15 p.m. MGC and MPHC will be hosting a yard show next Thursday, September 11th, between 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated will be hosting an event tomorrow in Science Complex 2323 at 7:20 p.m. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is also hosting an event tonight in LA 1201 at 7:13 p.m. As far as Penn Hellenic Council, Delta Phi Epsilon will be hosting a lemonade stand tomorrow at Clayton Beach between 11:30 and 2:30. And the council is also hosting a freshman and transfer budding mentor program, and the link is in their Instagram. And lastly, many Greek organizations will be tabling at the involvement fair tomorrow between 4 and 6 p.m. And also many organizations are starting a rush. And with that, I use it.
Military and Veterans Representative.
Hi guys, happy Tiger Tuesday. Just some quick things to share. So the military and veterans group here at Towson University is doing a Okay, sorry about that. So there's gonna be a military family game night mainly for dependents of veterans on September 24th. If any of you are a dependent or know any dependents, please attend. And we're going to be doing our first ever military and family member tailgate during family weekend. We will be in the Go Zone. I don't 100% know what that means, but also attend that if you're free. And if anybody wants volunteer service hours on November 8th, we're doing an annual day resource fair, link pending, but it will be in our Instagram bio. Thank you. I yield my time.
Student Disability Representative.
Hi, good evening, guys. So I'm currently reaching out to different organizations, different, like ADS and stuff like that. There's no, I don't think there's any events right now, but, just stay tuned, okay? I'm trying, yes, I'm sorry. No, anymore.
Assistant Director Morgan.
Are we able to hear the strategy and story like reports system? Oh. Can we go over the fraternity and sorority life reports one more time? Okay, so just briefly again, as far as the multi-group council, they will be hosting a Splash MGC member this Monday in Tiger Plaza at 3 p.m. Lambda Theta Phi Fraternity Incorporated will be hosting an informational this Wednesday in Stevens Hall 207 at 4:15 p.m. As far as MGC and the National Pan-Hellenic Council, they're hosting a yard show next Thursday, September 11th from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated is hosting a school survival tips and event tomorrow in Science Complex 2323 at 7:20 p.m. And Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is hosting Meet the Deltas tonight in LA 1201 at 7:13 p.m. Then within the Pan-Hellenic Council, Delta Phi Epsilon will be hosting a lemonade stand tomorrow in Cook Beach between 11:30 and 2:30 p.m. The council is also hosting a freshman and transfer buddy mentor program, and their link is in their bio. And lastly, many Greek organizations will be tabling tomorrow at the Involvement Fair between 4 and 6 p.m. And many organizations are also beginning Rush. And with that, I yield.
URG Representative.
Happy Tiger Tuesday. Alright, so building council applications are due this Friday, September 5th by 11:59 p.m. For those of you who don't know who building council is, or them. It's a group of 5 in each residential hall. They host events, put out surveys to the residents to see what they want for that res hall. They also help with any pests or anything they tell me about the rats in any of their buildings. I see a couple past building council members in this room right now, you guys, it's a great, it's a great chance to get involved on campus, especially for first years. And if there aren't any questions, I yield.
Transfer Council Representative.
Hi, everyone. I'm Liz again. So I am getting a couple students interested in the Transfer Council Board. But if I've emailed you or contacted you in any way, please help me out. Please just answer my email or anything. I just want to get started here. Being a transfer student means a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to other students as well. So I just want to make this a successful year. I yield.
Freshman Council Representative.
Hello, my name is Ashley Thomas. I'm still getting used to everything that's going on, but I have been like sharing the news to other freshmen who want to get involved with SGA. Other than that, no report. Thank you.
Happy Tech Tuesday, y'all. All right, housekeeping right out the way. If you don't want your agendas at the end, please recycle them. I don't have to clean up anymore at the end of General Assembly. And you see that nice box at the back. I need everybody's nameplate in front of that. Senators, please return your clickers. Other than that, just to echo some things that President Pro Tempore Tasker said, we will still be having those Senate 101s starting September 30th. So senators, please have 3 initiatives ready by the end of the month. Along with that, like she said, we are working on a legislation workshop that should be happening within this week or next week. So we're gonna have 2 time slots available for that coming at you guys soon. And as well, we're working on arranging those monthly Senate meetings. Other than that, are there any questions? All right, thank you. With that, I yield. Are there any opinions of the court?
There are no opinions of the court.
And with that, we'll be moving into a quorum call. Senators, please press yes on your clickers to indicate that you are here. All right, and with that, the quorum call has passed 11-0-0. With that, are there any motions on the floor? Senator Rivera Forbes.
Motion to review Senate Resolution number 12.
Are there any seconds?
Second vote.
Thank you, Senator Farrell. And with that, we will be moving into a call to question. All right, and with that, the call to question has passed with, the motion to review has passed with 11-0-0. May Isaiah Breedlove please come up to the floor and present your case for Associate Justice.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, guys. So honestly, I was not prepared to present my case today, but I'm here to make it as well still. So I'm coming into the judicial branch, and as some of y'all may know, formerly I was a senator. Now making a switch in branches, which people may think like, why are you making a branch or a branch switch? But personally, over the summer and during my time in SGA last semester, I personally felt like some changes needed to be made. And I felt like that the judicial branch wasn't as hard as I wanted it to be and as stern as I wanted it to be. So I saw my own flaws, like I saw flaws of myself and of others. I really wanted to take a foot forward and really present myself and be that wall to help build SGA up, because I see people, they always complain about, I see a lot of people complain about that we're not approachable as an organization sometimes. And that really comes from the fact that we do things that aren't like brought up. And when they're not brought up, it's like in the manner of the judicial branch isn't stepping up and basically taking a stand and catching us when we're doing something that makes other people uncomfortable outside of our organization and makes our organization kind of seem unapproachable. And I want to help fix that. That is my biggest goal in my time here in the judicial branch. One of those ways that I feel like we can also help like build the judicial branch is by helping us incorporate more with the Senate, because I know some of us justices do have ideas that can be brought to the floor, and I want these ideas to be brought to the floor. One of them I do have is where I want there to be a required lecture note thing or required lecture notes for the first 2 weeks of the add drop period, where we can actually have students that come into these classes late, like 2 weeks late. There are teachers that actually will not produce anything at all. Currently, I'm taking a class where my teacher just has the syllabus in our course. And it's a very hard class at that. And imagine you're a kid and you just walk in, and at the end, you're at the end of the add drop period. We're already doing like, let's say, we're already doing triple derivatives. You don't even know how to do it. You don't even learn anything. You don't even have access to the notes. You don't have access to the textbook, no nothing. And I feel like us justices can also help bring ideas to the Senate, even when senators don't have ideas at the moment, and we can help build SGA even more.
Are there any questions? Attorney General Son.
You mentioned a lot about your time within the legislative branch. So what do you plan on doing? Like, what initiatives do you have that you want to pursue within the judicial branch? If I can ask.
Well, some initiatives that I do have was previously, as mentioned, the add drop period thing where we can have required lecture notes for the first 2 weeks of the add drop period. Another initiative I did have was, I don't know if we have the ability to make this change, but I did want to work on some of the parking enforcement that I see around campus. I know over the summer, the biggest change I wanted to see in the parking enforcement was that there's this it's very interesting where you can automatically get a parking pass, but if you were to add another car onto your parking pass, it will take 2 to 3 business days for another car to get added. And let's say you get your license plate changed, where I had got mine changed and I actually got ticketed 2 tickets for that when my license plate was being changed and processed. And if we can make a change to that, we can actually have it where new cars can be added on immediately to the pass. And with that, it will prevent students from getting undeserving tickets, whereas I got a ticket and I wasn't even told how the appeal process works. I submitted an appeal and that appeal got denied. And then I had to go through a whole fiasco to get tickets reversed because I felt like I was undeserving because I already had a pass and I just changed my license plate and it took 2 days for them to process it. That's another initiative that I have. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I did have the third one. Yeah, the third one I thought about. Oh, I do remember the third one. The third one I did have was hopefully that in the fairness of all students, I think that for freshmen, I feel like we should have the chance to introduce programs that you do see in other institutions, like at the University of Maryland. They have a freshman forgiveness program where freshmen are allowed to wipe a slate of their academic year, of their first academic year. They're able to wipe 1 semester off, and that's what the freshman forgiveness program is. And I feel like it prevents more of a fair case to most students at Towson University, because a lot of students do come into college and they don't know things. Like myself, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. My first semester GPA was 1.75. I had a 1.75 GPA. But now I'm at a 3.0 and I'm a sophomore. And it's fine. But we all make mistakes in life. And that's the thing I want to focus on, that us freshmen and us upperclassmen, and as we go on in our time at school, that we are going to make these mistakes, but it's about how we fix them. And this is a way we can fix them by adding this, like, adding a freshman forgiveness program where freshmen can make that mistake, but have time to fix themselves and have time to fix their lives before they are too deep in a hole where they think they can't get out.
Are there any other questions on the floor? Okay, and with that, Isaiah, we'll have you step out while we deliberate. Thank you. Okay, would anyone like to speak on the behalf of Isaiah Breedlove? Administrative Assistant Janaya.
Yeah, my name is Ashley Thomas. I was going to say I really like his idea. And when I was onboarding to SGA, that was actually something that I really wanted to like add more opportunity for freshmen to like rebrand themselves in a way. So I just want to say I really like his idea.
Thank you. Are there other people that want to speak on his behalf? Are there any motions on the floor? Government Operations Chair Kelly.
I call to question resolution number 12.
Thank you. Are there any seconds?
I second.
Thank you, Senator Piakoto. All right, the call to question has passed 11-0-0. We will now be moving into the vote. All right, and with that, Senate Resolution number 12 has passed. May someone bring Isaiah back into the room and hold your applause until he is finished. Congratulations, Associate Justice Breedlove.
Repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will faithfully serve
that I will faithfully serve
the students of Towson University,
the students of Towson University,
execute all of the duties
execute all the duties
and responsibilities of this position,
and the responsibilities of this position,
and strive to achieve
and strive to achieve
the high level of expectation
the high level of expectation
that accompanies a position
that accompanies the position
within the Student Government Association
within the Student Government Association
of Towson University.
of Towson University.
I will preserve, protect, and defend
I will preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and all other governing documents
and all other governing documents
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
of Towson University
of Towson University
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations, Isaiah.
Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Farrell.
Motion to review, Senate Resolution 13.
Are there any seconds? Thank you, Senator Rivera Forbes. Right, and with that, the motion to review is passed with 11-0-0. May Associate Justice Aloja come to the floor to present your case for Chief Justice.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, guys. I just want to start by saying thank you. I am honored to serve as Chief Justice, and I don't take this responsibility lightly. Being trusted with this role means a lot to me, and I promise to give it my very best. Throughout my time here at Towson, I've had the chance to serve in different ways. As a senator, sitting on Budget Committee and GovOps, to being Vice President of the Envoys of Color for Honors College. And then I've also had the opportunity to take a number of internships in Baltimore and DC, and even from time spent observing courts in Howard County. Each of these experiences has taught me the same lesson. Leadership is about fairness, accountability, and being someone that the student body can depend on. And that's exactly how I plan to lead as Chief Justice. The judicial branch has a big responsibility, making sure appeals are handled fairly, transparently, and with respect for every student involved. My goal is to make sure you can trust this process, knowing that every decision will be rooted in truth and guided by the Constitution. And beyond just decisions, I want to make this branch more approachable.
I want students to feel comfortable reaching out, knowing they will always be heard and treated with respect. I promise to show up, to be consistent, and to put the best interest of students first. You can count on me to do this work with integrity every single day. I'm also excited to be building strong relationships within SGA and across campus because we're all working toward the same thing, making student government something students can trust and be proud of. And I know that I can't do this alone. Strong leadership requires teamwork, and I am blessed to have someone alongside me who shares that same commitment to fairness and accountability. That's why I'm proud to announce that Alexandra Blandon will serve as my Deputy Chief Justice. I have full confidence in her, and I know that together we will work hard to make the judicial branch a true source of trust and light for students. Thank you again for believing in me and giving me this opportunity. I'm ready to serve and I'm ready to get to work. Thank you.
Are there any questions? All right, Associate Justice Aloja, may you step out the room so we can deliberate? Are there anyone who would like to speak on Associate Justice Aloja's behalf? Attorney General Sonia.
I would just like to speak on Justice Alojo's behalf. Working closely with her last year through the legislative branch, I saw her initiatives, how she was quick to pick up bills that people were scared to pick up. Seeing her be courageous, I feel like she will be great within this role. As Chief Justice, you need to be very courageous. You need to be very outgoing and being able to say no when others find it difficult to say no, essentially, and be the tough person in the room, but also doing that with love and kindness. And I see that character within her, so I can't wait to see how she goes within this role.
Vice President Britton.
So Associate Justice Alojo, I worked very closely with her while she was a senator. And she was always one of the most present senators we had. Anytime I needed to have anything done that was extra or needed her to sit on budget committee, she was always someone that would volunteer. Be there, and not just be there, but be very present and vocal. She was always a voice of reason, even when the rest of us kind of would get off track. Esther was always good for keeping us on track and saying things that were very relevant. And I think that just her natural leadership and her natural drive and ability to keep us in that right mode is something very essential for this role. So with that, I yield.
Are there any others who would like to speak on Associate Justice Aloja's behalf? Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Williams.
Call to question resolution number 13.
Thank you. Are there any seconds?
I second.
Thank you, Appropriations Chair Miller. And with that, Senate Resolution number 13 is passed with a vote of 11-0-0. May someone bring Chief Justice Alojo into the room? And now Senate Resolution number 13 is passed. May someone bring Chief Justice Alojo into the room? Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Appropriations Chair Miller,
Motion to review budget bill number 1.
are there any seconds?
I second.
Thank you, Senator Williams. With the vote of 11-0-0, the call to question has passed. May Appropriations Chair Miller and Treasurer Allen present their bill to the floor.
Hello, everyone. As we proposed last week, this is the fiscal year 26 operational budget, and I am presenting on behalf of Treasurer Allen, so I will now yield over to her.
All right, so I'm just gonna talk about some brief changes that were made to the budget. Let me put the list in that. Yeah, okay. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is the student relief fund. You're gonna see on the budget that that has been eliminated. That's because we had no way to transfer the funds that we were allocating them to the account. So as a result, I just increased, you're gonna look back on the first page, but I increased the amount of money that's getting allocated to the Basic Needs Hub. I believe that they're a very important resource for campus, and because of the times that we're in, I know things are very difficult. So I'm hoping the money allocated to them will allow them to buy more things and let students have a little bit of freedom with that. Also, this is also on the first page. The Tiger Pride Day budget allocation was reduced. This is because construction at the state capitol has been completed, so the cost of the event will be reduced. Last year, we had to do it in a different location because they were still doing construction, but now the state capitol has completed construction, the cost of that event will go down a little bit. Also, we eliminated the Thrive grant because it was specific to fraternity and sorority life, and all councils now get a line item budget. So there's no point in having the grant because all councils get money individually. The FTE salary line increased because we have the inclusion of a new professional staff member. That's also why the SGA fee increased to begin with. And then lastly, member compensation has increased due to market adjustments for the executive board. And this is something that has not been increased since before the $15 minimum wage was implemented. So it's been a long time. Any questions?
Director Bryant? I recommend that a senator yield their time to Director Bryant. Government Operations Chair Kelly.
I give my time to Director Brown.
Thank you.
Hello, would you mind repeating the last part after the fraternities and sororities budget? You said that it was gonna be allocated, individually based off of council. That's correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what was the last two things that you said after that?
The last thing was that member compensation increased due to market adjustments for the executive board. And that's because it has not been increased since before the $15 minimum wage was implemented. So technically, the executive board was not making $15 an hour. They were making below that.
Okay.
All right, any other questions?
Senator Pia Cordova.
All right, thank you. I just want to say firstly, a great job done on the budget. I know it takes a lot of time and you honestly did a great job. My question is that, I did notice that the Basic Needs Hub didn't receive a lot of money during our last year, and I was actually coming to address that today. But I wanted to know how much the increase was, the difference from how much they're receiving now, being that the other fund is being eliminated. Thank you.
So last fiscal year, they received $5,000, so they got a $3,000 increase. They now have $8,000 allocated to them. Any other questions?
Associate Justice Breedlove. Oh, sorry. I recommend that a member of the Senate yield their time to Associate Justice Breedlove. Senator Ryan.
I yield my time to Associate Justice Breedlove.
Thank you.
Okay, so I may have asked this question last year, but I still don't understand what it's kind of for. And I was wondering, what is Tigerthon? Because I never heard of it on campus or seen it on campus last year. and it gets a budget of almost like $10,000. And I was wondering like what it is and why can't we like allocate that money to other things instead of Tigerthon?
So Tigerthon, and this is just from my understanding because I haven't participated in what they do, but they're a philanthropic organization. I don't know if you've heard of it, but they host something that's called the Big Event. It's like a kind of like a dance, not necessarily a dance competition, but it's basically kind of like the dance event that they hold in Burdick Hall. It's to raise money for a specific organization. I believe it's Johns Hopkins something, but it's
Children's Network?
Johns Hopkins Children's Network. There we go. But they basically raise money for them. It's pretty much like an all-day event. The costs pretty much come from everything they do. There's a charge to rent Burdick. They also feed everybody who participates and the families who come out as well. So obviously there's a charge to that. And I believe that they also have a moon bounce and a duck tape, which is to raise additional funds. So pretty much the money that's going to them, it's not like it's going to, arbitrary cause. They actually are a very important organization who does raise money for a good cause.
Thank you so much.
Vice President.
Just to add more onto that, I believe last year, Tigerthon, was able to get $84,000 in terms of charitable donations. So I believe that the $10,000 is more than having a return on investment in terms of our investment.
Advisor C, did you have are there any other questions pertaining to Budget Bill number 1? Director Ajoya? I recommend that a senator yield their time to Director Ajoya.
I yield my time to the Director Ajoya.
Thank you.
Hi, I have a question about the election education fund. I have a question about the election education fund. So I can see that from 2025 to 2026, there won't be any money allocated to that. Could you explain why?
It's just because it's not an election year. So there's nothing to fund in that regard.
No local elections, no state elections.
No, this was for the presidential election that was held last year. Obviously, that's why they received that money. But no, it's not going towards anything else this year.
Okay.
President Ali.
Just a point of clarification, last year during the election cycle, SGA held like a big election event where students came out and watched the event. The money was pulled from the election fund. Since we're not having an election year and SGA won't be putting on events of that grandiose size, we got rid of the election fund. Not to say that there isn't any other elections that are going on that you guys should be showing up to the polls and voting for.
Thank you for the clarification, President Ali. I recommend that a member of the Senate yield their time to Director Anamisio.
I have a question about the student relief fund.
Point of order. Somebody has to yield their time to you. Senator Rivera Forbes. Oh, Senator Williams.
I yield my time to Director
Anamisio.
Anamisio.
I have a question about the student relief fund and where the money has been allocated, seeing that there's no budget for them anymore.
So previously, the money that we would allocate for the student relief fund, it would kind of just sit because the department that it would go to with Dean of Students, there was no way to transfer that money. It was something that was initially introduced in the pandemic, but since then, we've just had no way to transfer the money to that specific department. So it just got eliminated. And like I said, it's gone to other things such as the increase for the basic needs hub. They received a $3,000 increase. And that's pretty much where the remainder of that money went.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions pertaining to Budget Bill number 1? Keep in mind that since this is second reading, you can ask any question as long as it is respectful. Senator Ryan, did you? All right. Thank you, Treasurer Allen and Appropriations Chair Miller. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Ryan?
Other question, Budget Bill number 1.
Are there any seconds? Thank you, Apia Goro. We will now be moving into a call to question. And with that, a call to question for budget bill number 1 has passed. We will now be moving into a vote. All right, and with that, budget bill number 1 has passed with a vote of 11-0-0. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Ryan.
Motion to inquire resolution number 8.
Are there any seconds?
Aye.
Senator Farrell.
I second.
Thank you. And with that, the motion to review has passed with the motion to inquire has passed with a vote of 11-0-0. May Senator Rhines please come present your Senate resolution to the floor.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. Okay, so I am Senator Rhymes, and this is my first resolution on the floor. So yeah, I'm excited too. So this resolution, basically, giving you guys a brief of it, is a recommendation to the Director of Marketing for our student government to recognize the month of September as Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. And so what that would entail is, well, since this is National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, what that would entail is our student government putting out, resources, posts, etc., and basically acknowledging it and saying and showing that as an SGA, we care. And the importance of this resolution is less about the look and more about us as students acknowledging the mental health crisis throughout all young adults. So some quick numbers I want to give you guys to consider is that suicide is the second leading cause in ages 10 to 34. Again, that is 10 to 34, which I think is a frightening statistic and something that needs action, or if nothing else, acknowledgement. Second off, in 2023, an estimated 12.8 million adults seriously thought about suicide. 3.7 million made a plan, and 1.5 million actually attempted. Again, that's something that requires our attention because there are students, young adults, people our age who are struggling, suffering, and if they could just have something or somebody, a body, an organization, anything to acknowledge and say, hey, we care, we understand, and this is something that we also would like to acknowledge that you're going through, that we understand, that I think that us as a student government should at least take those steps and do that. Now, I want to talk a little bit about other institutions that have adopted this and how it's worked for them. So there's this foundation, I don't know if any of you are familiar, it's called the JED Foundation. And it basically goes on, well, it reviews campuses who have these mental health initiatives, deems them as acceptable, and says, okay, you guys are a good safe haven for people going through, mental health crises and stuff like that. And I would like us as an institution to also get that accreditation, because I think that we can make steps towards everything else. Let's really focus on the domestic issue and what's going on inside of our student campus or our student body, which is a mental health crisis. So adopting this bill would reduce the stigma of suicide and allow people to discuss the issue freely, openly, without fear of judgment. And I think that's beyond important. Again, we're entering into an era of conversations and questions where we can, meet in the middle. And I think that mental health is one of those things that are so unspoken, but so many people go through it.
And that's all I'd like to say. Thank you.
Are there any questions on the floor and considering that only non-debatable technical questions allowed? All right, thank you, Senator Randall. Senator Young.
So, have you thought of exactly like how much posts you're gonna do, or how much like, have you got into the specifically market plans and what are you gonna do?
Yeah, so have you asked? So, again, this is a recommendation to our director of marketing. I can't do anything directly, just recommend it, but, I have like thought of ideas. So first one would be like a student panel. A panel where people can open up, share their stories, and, just have a whole, all free night where everybody can really let it all out and kind of understand each other better. And understand that we're all not so different, especially when it comes to mental health in college. Another thing that I would consider would be posts, like, yeah, flyers, you know what I mean? Around the school saying that you matter, your mental health matters, at least for the month of September. And let people know that they all have a place here. Everyone has a place here. Suicide is not the answer. And that we all can come together, have a great understanding of each other, and maybe someone, if this touches one person, if all these efforts can save one person, then I think that us as a student government have done something, right? And that's not what I'm doing.
Thank you so much, Senator Rines, for going through your initiatives and talking more about how you want to implement this. With today being September 2nd and your bill, this being the first reading of your bill, and hopefully with good graces, next week will be the final reading of your bill. How do you plan to work with the director of marketing in the meantime and start the beginning processes? Do you have plans to work? Do you have plans to work with the director of marketing now in the meantime to start early planning processes? Because you spoke about a panel and that. Yeah, just answer that.
Yeah, so absolutely, I do. I think it's something where we can bounce ideas off and kind of, this isn't just exclusive to myself and the director of marketing. I think that we all as college students have, things we can say about mental health. And I think that this resolution really is where everybody can kind of get involved and say what they need to say and propose what they need to propose. But specifically with this resolution, I understand that this is getting introduced on the 2nd of September, and this will probably have to be implemented towards like mid-September. This would be for years to come, and just making sure that from now on, we acknowledge and say that we're going to do something about the mental health crisis. If not this year, the next, and the next, and the next, and the next. So we know that we're at least promoting positive change and momentum towards mental health.
Senator Antelova.
So hi, I know you brought up the Department of Marketing. I just wanted to ask, what about the Department of Health and Wellness? And how they could also maybe because it's all about health and wellness. So is there like any thought of that department with your plans?
Point of order, first reading is only non-debatable technical questions, so can you try to rephrase it? Thank you.
Okay, sorry. Would you like, or not would you like, but how would it? Okay, sorry. Do you plan to work with the Department of Health and Wellness with this initiative?
All good on the questioning. So right now, I did not have plans to work with the Department of Health and Wellness. However, thanks for bringing it to my attention. I think that would be great to involve other departments. And like I said in the beginning, this is something that everybody can get a part of, from justices to representatives. from Senator Steve Board. I think that we all have something to say about mental health. And it's important to not hold our tongue because that's exactly what this resolution is trying to go away from. It's just holding your tongue and shying away from conversation.
Are there any other questions for Senator Rhines? I recommend that a member of the Senate yield their time to Director Ajoy. Senator Farrell,
I'd like to use my time to Director Audrey.
thank you.
Hi, this is a two-part question. Are you currently aware of the initiatives Towson is investing in when it comes to suicide awareness and prevention?
I am not.
Are there any other questions? Senator Piakoto.
All right, thank you, Senator Rhines, for your work and research for this bill. You mentioned during your presentation that the focus or the age range is towards people from the ages of age 10 to age 34, if I'm correct. And so I just wanted to ask if you would consider streamlining this not only for students, but also towards faculty members possibly, since they also fall within that age range. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great question and also a great suggestion. Yeah, like I said, that this would be opening the conversation on campus. This isn't even limited to Towson students. This is just so Towson as an institution can be looked at as a safe haven for the conversation of mental health and open and safe space for people. Again, this resolution specifically is for the student government to make efforts towards. So the institute or Towson University, that they have it, but the student government and the work that we can do right here, right now, as students, as people in this 10 to 34 age range, as young adults, as people who are, have mental health, whatever, that we can do something, we can take action.
Thank you, Senator Rhines. Are there any motions on the floor? Government Operations Chair Kelly.
Motion to inquire resolution number 9.
Are there any seconds? Senator Farrell,
One second.
thank you. With that, the motion to inquire Senate Resolution number 9 has passed. Can Government Operations Chair Kelly present your bill to the floor?
Good evening, everyone. So resolution number 9 is a resolution to encourage the use of open educational resources used by faculty. I kind of go by it saying that the ability of your mind shouldn't be constrained by how much money you have. And so I know a lot of students, in some situations, they might fail a class because they can't afford a textbook or they have to drop out because they simply don't have enough money. Last semester, I had a lot of professors. I spent like $100 on a textbook and I opened it twice. In some situations, some professors already are starting to use open educational resources. I do indicate that I believe it was 2023, we received a grant for our use of open educational resources. So we already are starting to do this. But again, I just want to push that the academic departments and faculty should continue to prioritize and expand the use of open educational resources, just so that way all students have an equal access to education.
Are there any questions? Vice President Britton.
What open educational resources are you hoping to promote from the school?
There's like a lot of databases. I know like think it's like our university kind of has one where you can access like textbooks from previous years instead of having to go and buy them on Amazon or something like that. I know there are plenty of different places where, you know, you can just get the textbook for free. I had a public speaking class and their department actually prioritized around making a whole new textbook completely from scratch, basically for free. So students didn't have to buy the other one that was like $150. So stuff like that.
Are there any other questions? I recommend that a member of the Senate yield their time to Director Fleury. Senator Rivera Forbes.
I yield my time to Director Fleury. Thank you.
Okay, have you thought about the difference between, online textbooks and like physical textbooks? Like, I know as a music major, I need physical books. Like I can't get them online, so have you thought of like?
Yeah, I think there is ways, like reusable textbooks. I think most of what I'm talking about does happen to be online. But I do know there are ways that professors can provide like physical textbooks for free. Also, I do think an important point is to make that professors do have the academic freedom to choose which type of textbooks they want to use. So this isn't something that we can force onto them. It's only something that we can strongly encourage.
All right, are there any other questions? I recommend that a member of their time. Note their time. Chief Justice Alojo. Oh, Deputy Chief Justice Bland.
I yield my time to Deputy Chief Justice Blend. Can you keep, that's disrespectful, can we keep them getting?
Landon.
I yield my time to Deputy Chief Justice Blandon. Sorry about that.
Thank you. I just had a question bouncing off, Director Fleury's question. There are certain students who don't like using online resources. I know, for instance, some students prefer to take paper notes. So I would just wanted to ask if that's also something you have considered for students who don't like using or can't for a specific reason.
Yeah, I know some professors like, they have older renditions of the textbook or something like that, where they give it to the student, allow them to use it for free during class and then give it back. I know the library also has a lot of resources that we use where they have, like if you prefer physical over online, so.
All right, are there any other questions on the floor? All right, thank you, Government Operations Chair Kelly. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Yonos.
Motion to inquire resolution number 10.
Are there any seconds? A second. Thank you. And with that, the motion to inquire has passed with a vote of 11-0-0. May Senator Pia Cordova please come and present your. Oh, may Government Operations Chair Kelly come present your resolution to the floor.
Good evening. This resolution, I think is pretty straightforward. It's just legislative transparency. Having a piece of resolution, piece of legislation that is passed by the Senate and signed by the president to be publicized. I know they're already working on that. But again, fall under the Department of Marketing. We're giving a lot more today. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Are there any questions for Government Operations Chair Kelly? Senator Scrumma?
Does this include legislation from the past administrations?
Do.
Vice President Burton? I recommend that a member of the Senate yield their time to Associate Justice Breedlove. Senator Ryan?
My time to Associate Justice Breedlove.
Thank you.
All right, so I just had a quick question. At the moment, do you have like any idea where these legislations will be publicized at, such as posting them on the SGA website or on TU Tower Light?
Yeah, basically it'd be, like you said, our website or Instagram page. I've looked at a bunch of other SJs from like University of Maryland. They do this, they basically have every single resolution posted, you know, a description of what it does and how it affects the student body. Like last year, we did a lot of good stuff, but it, you know, the students aren't really aware, so they don't feel like stuff is getting done, even though it is. So this would, you know, improve engagement, keep the student body constantly informed.
All right, thank you very much.
Are there any other questions on the floor? All right, thank you, Government Appropriations Chair Kelly. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Piacotto?
I motion to inquire Senate Resolution number 11.
Are there any seconds? Senator Thoreau?
I second.
Thank you. And with that, the motion to inquire Senate Resolution number 11 has passed. May Senator Piacotto welcome present your resolution to the floor.
All right, good evening, everyone. Happy Tiger Tuesday as always. This is a very straightforward piece of legislation. This evening I'm presenting a bill focused on gender equality and inclusive support to our campus. As of right now, Towson University ranks #1 in North America when it comes to gender equality. And we not only want to recognize this, but we want to further encourage our university to advance and strengthen our cores in this effort to ensure that our research, our hiring processes, and everything concerning our school ensures that gender equality becomes a priority, right? And so with this piece of legislation, as a student senate, what we are doing with this is that we are not only recognizing it, but we are putting the word out that we as a student senate want to ensure that we not only, like I said, strengthen our cores, but we advance research. And so with us already standing out as an institution here in Maryland, and as you guys may already know and see on some of our billboards, we are the #1 public university in Maryland, which I do believe. I want to empower you and encourage you to not only read this piece of legislation, but to take it as a personal heartbeat to ensure that across campus, we would have gender equality represented even in all forces of our campus. And I'd just like to highlight that here where you can find in the 4th paragraph, Towson University scored exceptionally high in research on gender equality, 93.2, and student access measures, 92.8, reflecting its dedication to advancing academic opportunity and representation. And now, TU ranks #1 in North America for gender equality, 5 times higher education in the year 2025. And so, dear Senate, I encourage you to pass this. Thank you.
Are there any questions on the floor? Senator Ryan?
Hi, yeah, a great resolution, and, I think that the matter of gender equality is very important. I don't understand what's being done, I'm getting there. Sorry, no, I didn't mean it like that, I was just self-standing. So what do you wish to be done with this resolution?
That is a great question. I was hoping that someone would actually ask that. So, as I said, it's to strengthen our courts. So this legislation is a first step. It is not a final step. And so with it being a first step, we are recognizing and acknowledging it. And so we're pushing that the academic senate and the leadership of our university would recognize and see that this is the progress of our strives as a university to ensure that gender equality is advancing progressively, right? And so with that in mind, we want to let that to be reflected in our research and that to also be reflected in our funding. And so in everything that we do, like I said, we want it to be reflected across all boards. Thank you.
Senator Renz?
Are you asking for more funding to be allocated to gender equality?
No, I am not.
No further questions.
I recommend that a member of the Senate yield their time to Assistant Director Amina Shaw. A member of the Senate must yield their time first. Senator Farrell,
I yield my time to
Assistant Director.
Assistant Director Amina Shah.
Have you considered reaching out to women organizations on campus to broadcast this on their like social media platforms, since it is unknown to a lot of people on campus that we do rank first in gender equality?
Yes, it is something that I have considered, and it's something that I'm willing to also work on. As you can find in the third paragraph, you realize that we talked about women's degree attainments and women's progress measures and senior female academics. So this is something that, we want to work towards. Thank you.
All right, and now, Senator Williams.
So, are you planning on like working with the director of marketing to, applaud and commend Towson University for their gender equality?
Per your question, I am. Thank you.
Appropriations Chair Miller.
I would actually like to ask, I know that in university communications, we have received information that we are the #1 public university in Maryland. To your knowledge, have there been any public communications from the university about being the #1 ranked nationally about gender equality?
To my knowledge, actually, I've not seen any official communication from the university administration to that regard.
And then follow-up question, is that something you wish to achieve with this bill?
Yes, I do.
Assistant Director Ajoy. I recommend that a member of the Senate yield their time to Assistant Director Ajoy. Senator Williams.
I yield my time to Assistant Director
Ajoya.
Ajoya.
Hi, I have like a two-part question. So the first question is that you've already identified that Towson is leading when it comes to gender equity and equality. So have you identified any areas in which Towson is lacking when it comes to this? Because they are rated #1 by the Times Higher Education Impact Report.
That is a good question. For the purpose of this piece of legislation, we've only looked at the good pathways of Towson University in this regard. However, per your comment, your question, I will look and research on that. Thank you.
In part two, is the Times Higher Education Impact Rating, is that accredited? Is that like a organization that colleges and higher education schools do look at for ratings?
To my knowledge, it is a respected source. However, I'm not sure if the standard of their information would be considered accredited.
Point of information to your question. So this ranking, it falls under the United Nations Development Goal 5, which is gender equality. So like everything that they're looking for, it falls under the standards of kind of what the United Nations has kind of set a standard for on things like gender equality. So it is accredited.
I recommend that a member of the Senate yield their time to Representative Davis. Senator Williams.
I yield my time to Representative Davis.
Thank you.
Okay, so I noticed in the legislation, in this piece of legislation, when it comes to gender equality, there's only like, they're talking about like female students. Do you know if it includes like students who fall under the non-binary or transgender umbrella? Or is it just mainly female students?
As previously mentioned, for the purpose of this piece of legislation, only a few points of research have been documented. However, for the soul of the paper, that is something to be considered and to be added on to. Thank you.
Are there any remaining questions for Senator Piacotto? All right, thank you for presenting your bill to the floor. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Scrimmel?
Motion to inquire Senate Bill number 1.
Are there any seconds?
A second.
Thank you, Senator Ryan. And with that, the motion to inquire Senate Bill number 1 has passed. May Senator Lawson, Senator Burrell, and President Ali please come present their bill to the floor.
Hi, I'm Senator Farrell, and myself and Senator Lawson will be presenting Senate Bill number 1 on behalf of President Ali. In essence, this bill changes within the constitutional bylaws in order to be more in line with the 105th administration's goal of being more connected with our student body while also ensuring integrity is upheld in SGA. Some key things to note about this bill is that we're renaming the Director of Marketing to Director of Campus Relations because this role does so much more than just marketing. This position manages our public communications and serves as a voice to student media and leads outreach initiatives. Now I'm going to turn over to Senator Lawson to discuss this bill further.
Hi. Additionally, the SGA Director of Communication Responsibilities has been changed slightly to keep student body connected and informed. They will maintain our website, take and share meeting minutes, manage our main email inbox, handle our social media posts, and make sure promotional materials get posted.
Hi guys, and happy Tiger Tuesday. I'm just gonna go a little bit more in depth about the changes and what spurred them. Prior to me running for president of the 105th administration, I was director of communications. Ms. Director Bryant and Morgan Lane's positions, me and my old AD, DeKal Elliott held those positions, and while in those positions, I realized that the functionality of the communications team did not run as smoothly as it should run. And when running for president of the 105th administration, one of the things on my platform was to create a more functional internal communications team and a more functional outward communications team. That's why you see the change from director of marketing to director of campus relations. Director of campus relations will basically be in charge of all outwardly communications from SGA. So she'll be in charge of looking over statements, looking over speeches, maintaining a good front with campus relations, campus partners, and things of that nature. The director of communications, their responsibilities will stay the same, but it's to load the weight off of them. We have introduced a new position, parliamentarian. They will be in charge soon, once they get up there, will be in charge of making sure that the accurate vote count has been given to both Senate as well as the E-Board, but communications also carries a heavy load as well too. Some of the specific changes are within the campus relations positions. Instead of developing marketing plans for SGA programs and events, they will serve as a liaison between SGA and student media, while Director of Communications will now be in charge of marketing plans for SGA programs and events. The campus relations position is now in charge of shaping and maintaining the official voice and tone of SGA, coordinating with media relations and overseeing the creation and distribution of official messaging across digital, print, and in-person platforms. A lot of what the senators came up and spoke on today is a transparency issue. The campus relations, like governmental operations chair Kelly spoke on, speaking of creating posts that highlight the initiatives that we'll be doing, that will be more so their job, while the director of communications will be in charge of internal communications, so sending out SGA-wide emails and things of that nature. Yeah, so this will also allow for the director of communications to have more time to work on maintaining the SGA website, which needs an overhaul of edits done. And I think that removing some of the responsibilities from them and putting it onto the new campus relations position will allow for them to have the free time to be able to work on the SGA website, which is one of the things that was also on the 105th platform. Are there any questions? Senator Anzalone?
Okay, hi. Are there plans to ensure that the flyers and social media posts would be accessible to students with disabilities or language barriers?
That's a wonderful question. In the past, SGA has always used alternative captions when posting something on Instagram to kind of touch on the students with disabilities. However, we have not put into consideration the students that speak another language. So that will be something that I will sit down with the director of campus relations once the bill is passed and the director of communications, just to make sure that we are being accessible and being held accountable to our platform. Appropriations Chair Miller.
I was just wondering, I know President Ali, you were the previous Director of Communications. Were the current Directors of Communications and Marketing involved with the amendment of this?
They were not involved with the amendment of this just because this is from the Catalyst platform originally, and we adopted it as the 105th platform. However, I briefed them this morning when going over transition materials and everything that their new job will inquire from them. Thank you. Are there any other questions? All right, thank you, President Ali, Senator Waldman. Are there any announcements? President Ali? Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. The first things first, I would like to announce two birthdays that are coming up. We have Matia Bryant, whose birthday is tomorrow. Reese's birthday is on Monday. If you guys can all join me in singing them happy birthday on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you. And my last announcement, before anybody else goes, is we're gonna do member of the week. This is all somebody who everybody voted for, majority everybody voted for. Somebody who came in with a fire behind her eyes and a passion to make impacts. And from seeing the work that she's done in the last couple of weeks, I'm sure that she will have a bright future ahead of her. So if everybody can give me a round of drum roll, please. Our member of the week is Senator Rines. You can find Director Bullock after to talk more about the member of the week responsibilities you have. That would be great. Okay, and with that, I yield. Chief of Staff Rep.
Just a reminder about Bigs and Littles happening during pre-meeting on Thursday. Come prepared. If you still need to get in contact with your big or little, come see me after GA or reach out to me via GroupMe or my number. But with that, I yield. Oh, yeah, the question. I mean, yeah.
I had some people asking me if what the presentation entails for the Bigs and Littles, if we were doing a PowerPoint, and if so, where we should send that.
So it's completely up to you. You can do a PowerPoint, any type of visual that you want to do. If y'all want to make a video, you can make a video. It's completely up to what you and your Bigs and Littles want to do.
There should be.
And you can send it to me via email, or you can just share it with me. Just let me know when you share it so that I can take a look at it.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, with that, I yield.
Are there any other announcements, Vice President Britton?
Just to reiterate one more time, again, if you're not using your agendas, please recycle them, and that brown box in the back, please put your name tags in. And senators, please come up after GA and return your clickers in order, because last time I had to rearrange the whole thing. So just those 3 things, housekeeping. Thank you.
Any other announcements? Any motions on the floor? Senator Piacolo,
I motion to adjourn.
any seconds?
I'll second.
Thank you, Government Operations Chair Kelly. And with the vote of 11-0-0, General Assembly has been adjourned.